Darlings, long time no favorites video. It's been 6 months since my 2020 favorites video, and I hear you guys in the comments saying, we just want to hear you chat about products that you love, something a little bit more personable. I hear you. Ask and ye shall receive. I have so many winners, so many products that I've been loving so much recently. Let us start with foundation. All right, the Fenty Eaze Drop. Amazing, epic, incredible. I use the shade 6, which is a muted olive shade, which is like half the battle. If I find a good color match in a foundation, it almost certainly means it's going to become a favorite of mine. I love that foundation. Kind of sheer, medium, very poor blurring. I'm enjoying that one a lot. Also the YSL Touche Éclat foundation that I tried in my last shop with me video, I'm still very much enjoying that. But the foundation that I want to apply today is the Perez Oat Milk Foundation. I have been using this for a few months and it is divine. Perez is a little bit more of a natural clean, marketed as a natural clean beauty brand. It's actually quite a cream, almost like a cream formula. And the first time I was playing with this, I was like, this is not going to be my thing. This is not going to be my thing. Despite all of my reservations, this foundation has become an absolute favorite. So despite the fact that it's quite a creamy, thick consistency, it spreads and blends really beautifully. The coverage, I would say, is on the sheerer side, maybe sheer to medium. The most impressive thing about this foundation is the finish. It's got this gorgeous, dewy, glossy finish, but unlike a lot of other glossy foundations, it doesn't seem to draw attention to like peach fuzz or pores or texture. I cannot see foundation on my skin when I use this product. I feel as though, don't want to be that person, but I feel as though my under eye concealer requirements are changing. Definitely the product tends to be settling in lines that were never there before. So there are a few concealers I've really been enjoying recently. The Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. Just Armani to me can do no wrong. This is a great kind of more of a sheer dewy type of concealer that is nice for like brightening areas, or if you just want to do a little bit of finger painting concealer. So let's say you're not really wearing foundation, but you just want a little bit of like dash. It's nice for that purpose. Still enjoying the Too Faced Born This Way. If I am wanting something a little bit more evening under the eyes to get, you know, a little bit more of a nicer coverage, I love that one, very creamy. And actually the new Tarte Shape Tape, the ultra creamy iteration, I've really been enjoying this as well. I think that they nailed it. Exactly like the original Shape Tape, but just a little creamier. Just a little, gonna pat that in with my fingers. Oh, another concealer actually that I'm loving is the Perez Arnica concealer. So this is a pot style concealer, but it's definitely creamy. And I love this just for knocking back any shadows actually. Like on the side of my nose, I've got this shadow that appears, and just a little tap with a finger. Actually a really nice one for touch-ups in the handbag because you don't need so many tools. For bronzer, I have been obsessed with the NARS Sunkissed Bronzing Cream in Laguna. This was another product that I purchased in my shop with me, my last video. For me, it's the color. It's just spot on. It's not particularly warm. It registers on my skin as a very genuine, like a very genuinely tanned look. I will say it's a little bit pigmented for my taste. It's just a bit much and I have to be quite careful and take off the excess, otherwise I become like Bahamas in 2 minutes flat. I kind of wish that it was just a little bit sheerer to make it a little bit more foolproof, but I mean, I'm picking at straws. Is that the terminology, picking at straws? I'm splitting hairs? I'm splitting hairs because it is a really beautiful product. So I'm just gonna pop that kind of over the highest planes. See, already a little bit too bronze. Let me knock that back. I'm telling you, the Instagram filters have me doing this very like bronzy bridge of the nose. And I was like, that's kind of cute. And I kind of like it and I will adopt that. It's like a high and horizontal bronzer placement. I think that might just be like the only positive outcome of these Instagram filters. New bronzer application. Blush. I'm still loving the Juicy Pang blushes that I mentioned in my 2020 favorites. These are kind of like a serum blush. They're not excessively dewy like the M Cosmetics blushes, the serum blushes. These are super glossy and dewy. So much so that sometimes I find like a stray hair will attach itself to my face, but for that glass skin vibe. And then also, I find myself reaching for lipsticks a lot to use on my cheeks, almost as like a cream blush formula. These are the shades I find myself reaching for. Tom Ford First Time, which is a warm pink. Another warm pink, and then also Pat McGrath Labs Valletta. Are they the same color? There you go. Okay, my tastes are highly consistent. But what I really want to talk about blush-wise are the Salt New York Cream Tint Pro. Salt New York is founded by Kiki G. It's a small New York-based company, female-run, and the formulas are delightful. They're just the perfect medium in a cream blush product. They're emollient and dewy and blendable, but not so glossy that causes longevity issues or your hair sticks to your face. She got the perfect medium. She got it really right. And the colors are vast and inclusive. They've got highlighters, bronzers, contours, blushes, and everything performs really beautifully. Today, I think I'm going to go for peach. Always peach. I'm actually doing a video soon about blush placement, different kinds of blush placements for different vibes and for different face shapes, and some of my go-to blush placements. This one I call the cheekbone. So we're kind of wrapping around the cheekbone here. It's more of a sculptural placement and one that I really enjoy. I always like to also introduce a little bit of blush on the temples, maybe a little bit on the chin, because it makes sense, right? You wouldn't just blush in one place. Just like healthy skin, not excessively dewy or greasy, just healthy. And a little bit again across the bridge of the nose, courtesy of Instagram filters. So when I'm at the studio and I am doing filming and photography work, I gravitate towards the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. This really smooths out the under eye area. It photographs beautifully. It's a very photogenic option. If I'm at home and I'm just doing like brunch with the girls and I don't need to be tip-top shape, photo ready, then I'll go in with the Rouge Bunny Rouge Diaphanous. This is a no makeup kind of powder. I cannot see any powder on the skin. It's very natural and it's perfect for that day-to-day vibe, but I'm filming. So I will go in with the Cover FX. Not new favorites, I know, but sometimes it's nice to get an update. So this is my Sunkissed Eyeshadow L. Whenever I use this brush in a video, everyone's like, what was the brush for the powder? It's an eyeshadow brush, a large crease brush, and any large crease brush will work here. First, I'm just gonna tap out any of the creasing that's collected there, and just a touch under my eyes here. My skin is quite dry right now, but I still think that powder serves a purpose because it makes the skin look a little bit smoother. It can help to disguise like these deep tear trail lines that I've developed. Love that for me. Maybe just a little bit of my forehead and also smile lines. No one wants to be dewy on your smile lines. It's not a thing. So an interesting technique I think that I've added to my arsenal recently is taking a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand. Look at this. Look at this. Every time I open this, I'm just so overwhelmed by how messy it is that I just put the cap back on and I put it back in the drawer. So I'm going to take a little bit of this contour on a crease brush and just do some preliminary shading. This is the kind of shading that will peek through after I've finished all my eyeshadow, but it doesn't, because it's a cream, it doesn't look like powder on the skin. It looks like genuine shade. Also really good for contouring the nose if that's your vibe. At the risk of sounding like a broken record, I am still on the Kosas 10-second eyeshadow in Globe. I just think that this is the best eyeshadow I've ever owned. I give it a really good shake because it has a tendency to settle. And then swipe it all over the mobile lid and a little bit above the crease. Little bit above the crease, just a little. And this is not a product that sets very quickly, so you can take your time. In fact, I would say that's probably one of the only downsides. This product doesn't have a strong setting action, so I find that it is a little bit malleable throughout the day. It has the tendency to move naturally with the skin. And I don't really mind that if it creases a little bit or if I have to pat out any movement. But if that's something that's likely to annoy you, just FYI, I wouldn't say this is like a hugely long wearing eyeshadow. But look at it. It just feels very glossy and fresh and dewy, a dewy eyelid. I actually think that the name 10-second eyeshadow is accurate. You could totally do this in 10 seconds. So on my table here, I've got the whole collection of the NARS high pigment long wear eyeliners. These are delightful. They are consistently awesome between each shade. They're creamy, they're pigmented, they give you a little bit of time to play and to smudge, but then they set genuinely bulletproof. They don't smudge, they don't like flake or anything like that. In particular, I love the brown. So we've got Mumbo, Mulholland Drive, and Last Frontier from the NARS line, and I just love mixing and matching these brown eyeliners and layering them to get all sorts of different effects. I think I'm going to go with the sparkly one in the center there. That's Mulholland Drive. I'm just going to get that sort of in a rough wedge here, and then using any small fluffy brush, just buff out those edges. And then another favorite eyeliner that I repurchased recently is the Hourglass Mechanical Gel Eyeliner. This is a very fine tipped black liner. I like using this eyeliner to approach from above and just get into the lash bed. Again, just doing a little quick swish swish with my small brush. So for the lower lash line, I've used the Kosas Globe and then just a little bit of a nude eyeliner in the waterline. I feel like my eyes have been really red recently. And then a bit of that Mumbo, which is a little bit more of a reddish brown on the outer corner. I just love a little flash of something different on the lower lash line. I think it adds a lot of fun and interest to an eye look. Mascaras that I'm really enjoying right now. I think I spoke about the Charlotte Tilbury push-up lashes. This is a plastic wand and it's really great for separation, and it's very black and it's very long wearing. Not so much about volume, but great separation. Pat McGrath Labs Dark Star Mascara, top tip. Buy minis and then let them dry out. If, of course, you are like me and you prefer a little bit of a drier formula, minis always perform better. It's wild, that's just how it is. And then also a little bit more of a newer discovery, the ColourPop Ac Natural Defining Mascara. So this reminds me very much of something like Maybelline Full and Soft. It has a very soft, fluffy wand. It gives very soft, fluffy lashes, very separating, doesn't collect on the tip of the lash. And then after like 2 years of not wearing lower lash mascara, I'm back on it. I love me a lower lash now. I think it's because my skin is drier again, so I'm struggling less with transfer and smudging. Whereas before, it felt like every mascara would just find its way down my face, so why bother, you know? Oh, I forgot to mention that I do have a few individuals on. I don't want to alarm you guys. Oh my God, are those your natural lashes? No. Everyone knows that I've been searching for my holy grail brow pencil for years and I've not found it, but I found something close. This is the new Huda Beauty brow pencil, and it is a super, super fine pencil. Perhaps the finest brow pencil that I've ever seen. And the formula is really hard, which is great because you can get those realistic hair-like strokes. The only thing that's not perfect for me about this product is the color. It's just a little bit too warm. This is not a super warm color, medium brown. I think actually for most people this will be decidedly ashy, but there must be something in my body chemistry or in my hair color. It likes to pull products warmer, and I notice that in photos my brow tail looks a little warm and it really pisses me off. And then for brow gel, the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. It's clear, so it doesn't have any kind of like weird chalky white thing going on. The hold is really great. It's difficult to overdo. Yeah, just a brilliant brow gel. Let's talk lips. Actually, I don't really think I want to talk about my lips. I'm on oral Isotretinoin, aka Accutane, and one of the side effects of this medication is it makes your lips peel very rapidly in a very unpleasant and unattractive fashion. So there isn't a whole lot I can wear on my lips that looks good. Sometimes I try though. Pillow Talk lip liner by Charlotte Tilbury. Rediscovered this recently. Really liking it. I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of concealer to either side of my lower lip here. I find if you brighten the lip line of the lower lip, it will help to disguise a downturned mouth a little bit. Give it a go. Report back. And then another favorite for sure, the Tarte Jelly Glaze Anytime Lip Masks. These are tinted and they look like a gloss. It's very much like a cosmetic makeup product, but they're also genuinely nourishing and soothing and hydrating. And I can wear these even when my lips are like split. And then lucky last step, because it's me, we need a mist. I'm still loving the Fenty What It Do Makeup Refreshing Spray. The finest mist of all time. Man, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video half as much as I enjoyed making it. This is exactly what I wanted to do today. Just like sit down and talk nonsense about my favorite products. It felt almost meditative to me. So if you also enjoyed it, make sure that you're subscribed and come say hello to me on Instagram at Karima McKimmie. I would love to chat to you there. I shall speak to you very soon. Bye.